Who y'all like out of the West? Speaking of Jamal Murray and the Nuggets.
Out of the West,
Yep.
I'm going to go OKC.
I don't know. OKC. You know,
They
OKC
listen,
to
man.
me, they don't seem serious about the game. I don't know. I could be old school. You know what I'm saying?
I'm old school too, Los.
But you got to have a certain demeanor about the game sometimes. I don't know. Maybe I don't see it. They're
strength-
extremely talented, though.
The strength is in the connection. They're a connected group of guys. You can tell they're very
Absolutely
connected.
right. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like they joking around, but I look past the joking all the time, and I see the connection between the guys.
So you see
Who's
the,
the
you
OG
enjoy
on that team?
You enjoying?
Who's the OGs?
Huh?
They know OGs on that team.
Nah, they're not OGs on that team, but I'll tell you something about that team. That team, even though they're young, they play well beyond their years because you very rarely see a young team that shares the basketball the right way. They play the right way offensively, and they play the way defensively. So they're the tops in the league offensively and defensively.
So you
they play
see
the game
them
the right
you see
way.
them in the finals.
Yep, I do.
OKC?
I do. Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you why. The guy from the Knicks, that move they made with Hartenstein.
It
Really?
comes up there.
Yes.
He's hurt, isn't he?
No, he's back. Unless he hurt his back. He blocked the shot against the Lakers the other night. He might have hurt his back.
Yeah.
But since
He might be playing better there.
man, let me tell you something. The Knicks are going to miss him in the playoffs, and OKC going to be happy to have him in the playoffs. I'm telling you, he's the kind of guy that when you look in the stat sheet, he's going to be plus 15. He's going to have 12 points, 12 rebounds,
Dirty
3
work.
blocks.
Dirty work.
Yes. He just got back.
his
Listen, the man
numbers.
averaging 13
He
and
playing better
12.3. The man averaging 13 and 12.3, 4.2 assists, and 57% from the field. Chet ain't even back yet now.
Hold on, that ain't the whole season though.
No, that's this regular
Really?
season since he's been back.
How many games he
He don't
played?
even play that many minutes.
He's played 6 games.
How many minutes do he play a game? Averaging 32 minutes, and the man
Off the
averaging
bench.
13 and 12.
Off the bench.
No, he's starting now because Chet's out.
The chairs out.
But this is what he's doing in those minutes. I'm gonna tell you something. Mark my words and what I tell you.
I got Memphis. Memphis.
Wait,
You got Memphis?
SGA, cold.
He is cold.
That's a nice. Him
He
and
is
John
cold.
would love to see that.
He is cold.
Jalen Williams, cold.
Cold. So is Desmond Bain.
Yeah, he is. Cold. We gonna see. OKC ain't got Chet back either.
Yep.
Well, why y'all don't mention the Mavs? Why?
I like the Mavs. I like we talked about last year when we were going through this whole thing. Like the Mavs got 2 dudes that can go win. Man, listen, when I played in Miami, I learned a very, very valuable lesson. Your stars are going to win you 3 games. Your role players got to win you 1.
I can't say the Mavs. As much as I
But
love the Mavs.
I want to finish. They have 2 guys that can win you a playoff game by themselves.
I'm gonna tell you why I
And
can't.
Kyrie and Luka.
And I love Luka offensively. I love what he's able to do. I love how he's able to score from all 3 levels. I love how he's able to get in the paint, make guys better. I love how he's able to rebound with his size. But I watched Boston put him in every action last year in the finals and broke him.
Yeah.
Put him in every action in the finals and broke him. You know what I'm saying? And,
So you don't think they get by the Thunder?
And your best player might not be your best defender, but your best player has to be a capable defender.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He has to be capable. And I watched Boston attack him over and over again until they broke him.
I don't know. I just think Luka, he needs to show his teammates that he's committed in doing other things other than scoring. If he shows that he's committed to at least, rotating the right way and doing the extra things that his team needs him to do other than scoring, I think they could be a contender. But right now, he complains too much, He's extremely talented, and he creates so many things for his team. But the fact that he doesn't defend and he's a liability, it jeopardizes your chances.
And the same thing that we talk about with Embiid. If he was to ever get in the best shape of his entire life, and maybe it prevents maybe prevents injuries, and he's maybe a more capable defender.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But he hasn't taken it upon himself just yet to get in the best shape of his life.
I will say this. I don't know what's going to happen the rest of the year. We talked about him, early, a couple months ago. I got to tell you, Udoka must be an unbelievable coach.
Oh, he is. I knew that from Boston. He didn't get fired from Boston because he couldn't coach.
I know, but I'm saying he must be an unbelievable coach. That team was in the – I know they were talented and they have a talented roster. That team was in the cellar 2 years ago. They're number 2 in the West right now.
When we used to play against Boston in the playoffs, and we were in those heated games, and I always just look down into the other team's bench and their huddles. And the way he demanded the attention of everybody on that team, the way he challenged everybody on that team. Another one like Spo, he holds every single person accountable, from the best player to the worst player. He was a leader of men. And now he's over there in Houston, and he's teaching younger guys how to be men, but they're buying into it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So there's no surprise to me what he's accomplishing right now.
They remind me, and I like it, they remind me a lot of Orlando in the East, them in the West, is they've done it through the draft, they've done it through development. Like, if you look at their whole roster, you look at Orlando's whole roster, it's through the draft, and they add a couple small pieces like KCP, not small pieces, good pieces.
Nobody wants to see them in a 7-game series.
No, I know. It's gonna be a freaking wrestling
Number 2
match.
defensive rated team in the league.
Who's that?
Orlando.
I know.
The second best defensive rating.
Bro.
Switch 1 through 5. Everybody got length. Everybody athletic. They'll lock your ass down.
Orlando is a perfect example to what I'm telling you guys about Philly. Orlando's playing great without what's his name?
Paolo. Yep.
But you see
Philly ain't doing that. And tell me, Orlando has a good, solid team of role players. They're playing, they're playing smart basketball and selfish basketball. They're sharing the ball. They're playing defense.
You Paulo's agent. Does he go to practice even though he's not playing?
Oh, hell yeah.
Is he ever there? Is he at the shoot-arounds when he's not playing? That kind of stuff matters.
Yeah,
you just want to see your leaders and your best guys there.
Yep.
You just want their support.
Yep, for sure.
Through the process.
For sure.
Of course.
That East is going to be interesting because there's the difference. Obviously, you look at the top 2 or 3 on there are, and even to put the Knicks in there, are comparable to the whole Western Conference. And you see it go past there, all of a sudden the teams are under 500. It's gonna be interesting. That East-West is gonna be interesting. What do y'all think?
I mean, I'm still looking for, obviously the Miami Heat to go on a run. They put it all together. You know what I'm saying? You look back to last year, and even though they have Bam, Jimmy, and Tyler, and even Terry, combined, those guys played a total of 10 games together last year.
That sucks, man.
So, this year, can they put it together and can it work? But then as soon as Jimmy came back, then Terry was out for a while.
Yeah.
And then when Terry came back, then Jimmy was out for a while. So they haven't quite been able to put it together. But I'm always going to believe in LaSpotra, no, baby.
Yeah.
For sure. And the
Yeah,
Bucks are getting it
absolutely.
going. You got to give credit where credit due.
Execution, baby.
One of the highest scoring duos in the league right now is Dame and Giannis. So their leaders are getting it done, and the other guys are picking up the slack. You know what I'm saying? They're getting it done.
You think the league is being unfair? Not the league, I mean fan base, everyone, the way they, speak about Doc Rivers and what he's done or what he hasn't been able to accomplish. What do you guys think? I mean, I had him in Boston when I left here, and he's great. He's similar to Spo in the sense of holding everyone accountable. But what do you guys think?
I mean, I love Doc.
So do I. I play for Doc.
I love Doc.
I play for Doc in Orlando.
Right.
That team to me has been strange for the last 2 years though.
Yeah.
And I think as good as Dame is, I think it shows you how complimentary. Like Drew Holiday was fucking really good, man.
Yes.
And obviously he goes to Boston, they win it, right?
Yeah.
So that team's been strange to me because when you look at it on paper, you're like, oh shit, these guys should roll.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not in there every day to see it, but
once
it's
you
fucking
got
frustrating. I'm sure.
You got your best player making decisions. Like, you know what I'm saying? Obviously. I don't think Adrian Griffin should have never been fired. You know what I'm saying? You were still in the top of the East when you lost him. You still had, room to grow and to still work with him. You know what I'm saying? But he never really got that opportunity. You know what I'm saying?
So you don't think franchises include their big players on decision making at times. You know what I'm saying?
You should.
I mean, you should. And it makes you feel like
you get one. and you got your one with Adrian. You don't get to come back again and say you don't want him in the same damn year. You got one. You came in here, you said you wanted this move, we made this move. Now we ain't halfway through the season and you in here talking about you want another one. No. Get your ass out of here. You get one, Los, I'll give you one. You can't be back in here 2 weeks later talking about you wanted to do it again. You know what I'm saying? And what I feel about Doc
you gave him
is
two because his brother was there.
what I would say with Doc is, and I love Doc, but what I would say with Doc is he give these players too much credit. He give them too much credit. Back in the days, from the era where he was coaching in Boston, you knew that if you had an off day or if you just had a light walkthrough, that KG was going to still get his work. You knew Ray was still going to still get his shots. You knew Rondo was going to still get his work and his conditioning in. You knew those guys were going to do that. This generation ain't going to do that if you give them a light walkthrough. They're going to go sit in the dark and play PS5 for the rest of the day. They're not going to get their conditioning if you give them the day off. So Doc is from the school where, these guys are obsessed with winning. So if we have a light walkthrough, I know they're going to get their shots. I know they're going to get their work. We have that rapport. We have that trust. This generation is not the same as that old generation mentally. Now, talent-wise, they're 10 times better than we were. But mentally, they just don't have the drive that we have. So he gives these guys credit, and I don't think these guys really are as responsible as we were with their free time. You know what I'm saying? And it's not translating the way it used to.